The first part of this What If series was about Frieza's invasion of planet Beerus. He just shows up when Beerus was already in a bad mood because of a considerable lack of Japanese snacks, and then tries to win him over with cuisine prepared from some of the best ingredients throughout the entire universe. But he wasn't trying to just kiss up to Beerus in order to ask for a favor, though I'm not gonna deny that's exactly what he ended up doing. Frieza had a plan. He had his kitchen team add in some sketchy stuff into Beerus' meals. Even Beerus couldn't help but feel somewhat sloppy after taking in those heavy doses of whatever that was, but that was still no big deal. Once Frieza reveals that he intends on learning the Destroyer technique to not only further evolve himself, but also eventually take over all 12 universes, Beerus is genuinely angered. Unfortunately, this was when Frieza's free trial of living almost expired, and after a brief clash with Black Frieza, Beerus is ready to erase him out of existence, but just then, Whis, Goku, and Vegeta pop up with plenty of yakisoba and pudding. Beerus is distracted, which allows Frieza to get away with his existence still intact, just barely however, but he does survive. But hey, since he got to see the technique in person, now all he has to do is envision it to be able to work with it. Things have only just begun for Frieza here. And that is going to be about the gist of the most recent part of our Dragon Ball Super Black Frieza vs Beerus What If. Definitely be sure to go check out the entire part if you haven't already, otherwise the story won't feel as cohesive. As for what happens next, let's dive right into it, but before we do get started with the video guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below to never miss an upload as soon as they go live. And if you haven't already, consider leaving a like down below as well. It really helps out a ton. Let's try to get this video, you guys absolutely crushed the last like goal, so let's try to get this to 4,000. If we can get this video to 4,000, I might even continue with a part 3 of this fan manga, so it's up to you guys. But without further ado, Frieza had temporarily warped to a nearby planet thanks to his extraordinary speed, but his location was still within the realm of Beerus' range. The instant Beerus gets over his yakisoba mood shift, he can instantly send a Hakai blast all the way from there and completely end Frieza for good. Now obviously Frieza doesn't know about this, but he does understand the danger of staying close to Beerus, and so he transmits across multiple galaxies and all the way back to a relatively secluded segment of Universe 7. On a planet that is still yet to be properly named, throughout the universe's history, this planet has always been called Planet X. Never has there been a race or species that ever managed to survive on this planet, but in case you were wondering on what happened to the Frieza Forest, or I guess the ones that tagged along to Beerus' planet, they simply bailed along with Oil and Maki the moment Frieza transformed. As for the ones stationed nearby, they were also told to go on and begin preparations for cuisine somewhere else. Looks like Frieza is carefully planning everything here. He may be reckless, but he is no longer a prisoner to arrogance. Meanwhile, on Planet X, there was already someone waiting for Frieza. "Oh, what's wrong, brother?" Frieza asks. "Just send me back to hell. This place is insane. I've never been sick my entire life, and yet, for the 2 weeks I've been on this planet, I've already puked an unfamiliar liquid not just once, but several times," Cooler says angrily. "I know, all of my previous troops were wiped out because of this stupid planet, but I knew if anyone can survive, it's those of the same race as me," Frieza retorts. "Yeah, well, I don't want to live anymore, just kill me already," Cooler replies. "I just want these stupid migraines to stop." "Oh, seeing you in such a pathetic state only makes me happy," Frieza laughs. "Just shut up and give me more of whatever that stuff was. I need this to stop," Cooler states. "Alright, off you go," Frieza says as he throws something kind of fishy high in the sky. "I swear, I'll kill you the moment I regain my composure," Cooler replies as he jumps off into the sky to catch the stuff before it gets destroyed by the atmosphere. Meanwhile, on planet Beerus. Hey Lord Beerus, you still haven't told us about what Frieza was doing here." Goku continues to irritate Beerus until he finally talks, but Beerus is still occupied with yakisoba and pudding, so he keeps ignoring Goku. Meanwhile, Vegeta is engaging in mental gymnastics himself to try and connect the dots here. Just why was Frieza here? First, he got them both by using his new transformation, then he was on planet Beerus. As you may expect, our Saiyan duo is just too puzzled by this recent turn of events. Whis was somewhat curious too, but not really. Probably because he's already done his research. Well, alright then, back to Planet X. Cooler continues to eat that fishy substance, whatever Frieza's giving him, and is finally back to his cool self once again. Listen, you lukewarm piece of junk. You need to get over these withdrawals. I was planning on immediately starting training for something, but you spoiled the mood. Like every single other time ever, Frieza states. Look, it's not my fault. I've been addicted to these since before you were even born. Blame our father for not hiding whatever this stuff is. In fact, it's your fault for taking it away from me for not just a day or two, but for 2 entire weeks. Of course I'm gonna have withdrawals, Cooler replies. Just shut the hell up. How will I ever topple the Grand Priest and those stupid twins if you don't man up? I'm serious here, Frieza reiterates. But inside he is somewhat relieved to see that Cooler didn't fold. Even though he not only had to deal with the ridiculous conditions on the planet, but he also had to go without his usual food or drug of choice. That's right, his brother was recovering. The old Frieza would have gotten his brother even more hooked on that substance just to make sure he never steps out of line, but now he's able to look at the bigger picture and see which pieces are crucial to his plan. Cooler has never thought negatively of his addiction, but after training with Frieza, he realized that he can't engage in any prolonged battles, and similarly, he is unable to experience the same level of exponential growth as Frieza. Every time he does, he always gets intense seizures along with diabolical migraine attacks. Frieza also wonders about Beerus as well. His kitchen staff added an insane amount of the same substance into the meal Beerus had, and what if he starts craving more and comes after him as well? Hey, looks like we'll have to lay low for a few days, so don't make a big fuss about it. I don't have any more of that stuff, Frieza states. You don't have to tell me that. By this point, I can last an entire week without this thing, no problem. This planet, however, is still an issue. I don't think any of us would have survived if it weren't for our new transcended forms, Cooler replies, as he had already started to regain his composure. I know, but if we can learn to live effortlessly here, we'll be able to survive and thrive anywhere. That would be an ultimate use of our genetics, the ability to survive under any conditions possible, Frieza says. Damn it, Frieza, I had no idea you were such a nerd, Cooler mocks, but Frieza just blatantly stares back and says, hey, why didn't you name your new form Silver? Is it because silver is inferior to golden, he mocks. Of course not, and platinum is also a color. A nerd should know that, Cooler replies. Oh, shut up. My new form is stronger than your metallic shell anyways. Stop talking back and help me practice a new trick. Let's start. By the time we're done, my team would have already prepared an endless amount of actually healthy food, Frieza says. Well, mine is cooler. Anyways, cut straight to the point. Did you or did you get any ideas after invading good old Beerus' planet, Cooler asks. Hearing this, Frieza pauses for a second, looks straight into his eyes, and firmly states, yes, I did. Cooler instantly gets into the zone and meets Frieza's eyes with similar intensity. It was on now. A major reason why he invaded planet Beerus is to get some sort of information on the power of destruction. Now, using that information, these two will grow even stronger. For the next 5 days, Frieza starts mirroring the same type of mechanisms that Beerus used, but even though he can destroy things, it just doesn't feel the same. Cooler, on the other hand, is holding up a whole lot better, even though they have consistently been engaging in high-intensity duels on a planet this insane. We would then go and cut back to planet Beerus. The yakisoba and puddings are all gone now. Beerus is taking a sound nap, and so is Goku, while Vegeta asks Whis about his thoughts on the whole Frieza situation. Well, I looked into it, and he appears to be training with his brother, it seems. I wonder how he revived him though, Whis replies. What? You mean Cooler has also been revived, Vegeta asks? Is he strong also now or what? Well, he's definitely not any stronger than current Frieza, Whis replies, but he seems to be at or around the same level as Frieza was during the Tournament of Power. His body seems somewhat unstable though, which has put a damper on his growth. Vegeta blacks out momentarily as it took him a minute before he could completely process all of this and before he could say anything. Beerus wakes up after 7 consecutive days of rest as he says, Whis, should I take care of them? Frieza made some bold statements when he was here, but the clown ran away the moment I took my eyes off of him. That's what I'm trying to ask. Tell us what Frieza was here for, Goku asked again, He wakes up right after Beerus does. Beerus-sama, when has there ever been a time when you eliminated someone just because they were a threat? Whis asks, and this question makes Beerus smirk. You're right. It doesn't matter how strong they are, I never need a reason to eliminate someone, and so if I have a reason, then that defeats the purpose. Let's ignore them for now. Goku and Vegeta should be able to handle them. I don't really care, Beerus says. Yeah, but tell me about the statements he made, Goku says, just never quite giving up when it comes to asking Beerus those questions. Shut up, I just don't want you idiots to get any weird ideas, Beerus replies. Wait, let's see. Is it because Frieza declared that he'll become the emperor of all 12 universes? That's something he'd say, Vegeta asks. Everyone goes silent for about 10 seconds, but then Goku breaks it by stating, "Hey Lord Beerus, does that mean, according to Frieza's statement at least, that it's possible to defeat Zeno and the Grand Priest? I want to fight them," Goku shamelessly declares, though of course he gets kicked in the stomach immediately with just enough strength that he's barely able to keep conscious. Listen, you two, Beerus says angrily, I don't care what your intentions are. I don't want any of you to ever consider the idea of surpassing the Grand Priest, or Zeno for that matter. I already don't have the best of relationships with the other destroyers, and if you keep crossing the line, not only are they gonna alienate us, Lord Zeno may also have a sudden move flip, and we don't want that because that means an instant goodbye to everyone and everything you've ever known, including yourself. Got it? Wow, Lord Beerus, you really have put a lot of thought into this, haven't you? Goku replies. Yeah, and that's why from now on there is one rule that you absolutely must follow, he states. Do not, Beerus goes on, and I repeat, do not under any circumstances from now on get involved with anything outside of our universe. Not until you've at least surpassed us both, Beerus states. Surprisingly, this only further invigorates the ever-lingering lust for growth within the hearts of these two Saiyans. But Lord Beerus, you do realize that Frieza used means from Universe 6 to not just grow stronger, but also revive his brother, Whis states. Okay, now that's a reason to put those two clowns in their place. If other universes get involved, we have no choice but to eliminate them. Let's go, Whis. We're heading out, Beerus replies. Damn, Whis, what are you, a stalker? You seriously know everything about what Frieza's doing. Also, don't just go off without us, Goku says, and Vegeta definitely backs him up here. Whis lets out a light chuckle and says, well, it's true. Now that he has become this strong, he is a legitimate threat to the survival of this universe. If he crosses the line somewhere, the best case scenario would be light alienation from the other universes, but in the absolute worst case, that would spell the end of our universe, and I seriously don't want to miss out on any puddings. And just like that, Whis, Beerus, Goku, and Vegeta leave for Planet X to confront Cooler and Frieza.